fix the camera shot there because we can. And we're live. Okay. Well, let's see. I guess the best way to start a live show, we're waiting for folks to show up, is to put on a little show. Next week I should have one of those fancy countdown videos which will give me 5 minutes to sort of get myself psyched up for all this. But I'm still learning how to make those. All right. All right, we got 5 people in the chat. All right, where's everybody tuning in from tonight? Who all's here? Hope there's some regulars, because I like to have my regulars. Although I had some complaints that I play the same songs every week. Of course, my response to that was, put on your own show, and you can change songs every week. Sometimes I have weeks where this is the most music I get to play. But I'm happy that you're here. It's it's just kind of nice to have a community come around. For my YouTube channel, we hit a milestone. Crossed over, I think, 240 subscribers this week. Anyway, this is what you all came for. This was in the thumbnail. Brian, I'm sure you're probably in the chat here because we were talking earlier. This is my Brian Carver Banjo cello that I just got back from Brian. We made a new neck for it. I had him convinced that I needed something with a little bit more flame walnut in it. And I had a problem where I was getting lost going up the neck, so we put with this pattern I have fret markers, essentially. Hey, Bill. Saw that photo of Chet that you posted earlier. Boy, he's gotten huge. What did you say? He was 29, 30 pounds, something like that? Big boy, big dog. So proud of that guy. Anyway. Hey, Frank. So anyway, yeah, where was I? The new neck is marvelous. It is everything that I asked for, and a few bonuses too that I am thrilled with. I'm just excited as I can be. I've got it in sawmill tuning for the start of the performance tonight, and this is sort of my attempt at neoclassical music. We'll see how this goes. It's a piece I've been working on since I got it back, and I'm going to turn up the reverb to make it sound like I'm in a chamber, and we're going to go for that and see how I come out on the other end. All right. Anyway, this has become my voice as an artist. I really have come to love this instrument quite a bit. The day I sent it off to Brian to have the new neck made, I instantly missed it and wished that I had two of these so I could send one off at the time and still have another one at home to play. And a little bird told me that there's a neck over at Brian's shop. If somebody wants to spend a whole bunch of money, I'm sure he'd be happy to make you a clone of this. But the little bird also said it would probably be a lot of money because this was a pain in the butt. Or maybe that was me. Anyway. When I was a teenager, I got a chance to sit in with two of my favorite Kentucky fiddle players, a gentleman by the name of Michael Carr and one of the elder statesmen of Kentucky roots acoustic music, Mr. Tommy Taylor, who Tommy later on that week did something very transformative for my musical career and I'm sure before we get through the night, I'll probably tell that story. But Tommy invited me up on the stage with him and Mike to play the workshop stage at the Appalachian Festival in Cincinnati. And being the the nut I was, I brought my little 5-string banjo with me and my guitar. And I wasn't much of a banjo player and wasn't even much of a guitar player, but they let me sit in with them. And about halfway through the show, Tommy says, "Hey, hand me that banjo." And so I handed it over, and he proceeded to just play just the most pure mountain banjo music that I've ever heard. And I've spent my life trying to emulate that sound he got. And he didn't play a true clawhammer frailing style banjo. He played sort of this hybrid. It was a little different. There was a little bit more like almost Scruggs style, but not quite. It was different enough, and I've been trying my best to duplicate that playing style. And this is my attempt at a tune that Tommy played called John Hardy. Well, John Hardy, he was a desperate little man, carried 2 guns every day, shot a man down on West Virginia line, and you ought to seen John Hardy get away, Lord, Lord, ought to seen John Hardy get away. Well, along came a sheriff and he took him by the hand and said, "Johnny, come along with me, poor boy. Johnny, come along with me." For John Hardy stood in that old bar room, so drunk he could not stand. Well, along came that sheriff and he took him by the hand and said, "Johnny, come along with me, poor boy. Johnny, come along with me." Well, the first person to visit John Hardy in his cell was a little girl who dressed in blue. She said, oh Johnny, I'll always be true. Johnny, I'll always be true." Second person to visit John Hardy in his cell was a little girl who dressed in red. She said, oh Johnny, I'd rather see you dead. Johnny, I'd rather see you dead. Well, I've been to the river and I've been baptized. I've been to the river every time. I've been to the river and I've been baptized. Now it's time to cross over the other side, oh Lord. Time to cross over the other side. John Henry, he was a little bitty boy sitting on his papa's knee. And he picked up a hammer in his little right hand, said, "Hammer be the death of me, Lord, Lord. Hammer be the death of me." See how these tunes are all similar? Anyway, thank you, Brian, for such a beautiful instrument. I should have probably run this head under a blow dryer or something to raise the action a bit for the night, because I had the humidifier running in the room to keep all the guitars nice and humidified. But it seemed to make my banjo a tad buzzy. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Looks like we've gained a few viewers tonight, and for that I'm always thankful. Get out the octave fiddle. Yeah, I do need some bridge shims. I think that would probably solve some problems. Anyway, it's time for some crass commercial messages, because that's just what we have to do here to grow the channel. So if you would, hit the subscribe button. Ring that little bell there if you haven't already. I know a lot of the folks that are in the chat tonight probably are subscribers, but I get a lot more replays of these videos than I would ever think, so I'm just trying to remind the people that come later to do so. Of course, my name is Caleb Hawkins. I have these nice little overlays that I spent about 20 hours last week making, so I figure I might as well go ahead and flash them up now. Remind everybody that I am on all social media platforms, from Instagram. The only one I'm not really on is TikTok, and probably won't ever be on TikTok. But Facebook, of course, you can find me, Caleb Hawkins Music. Anyway, let's play some octave fiddle. played an octave lower than I learned it originally. I'll get my other fiddle out here. This is my 5-string that I normally play all the time. Take the mute off of it. I've been being kind to everybody in the house. When I was just getting started as a young fiddle player, my first fiddle was something that I sort of salvaged off the tailgate of a pickup truck for $60 at a flea market. I believe it was the day after 9/11. And it was all the money I had in the world at the time to get that instrument. I think I even borrowed some from my mom. And I started playing tunes on it. Some people started to notice that I didn't sound too bad. I got the advice that being a fiddle player was where it was at. You know, I joke about how any jackass can play guitar. And to an extent, I sometimes feel like that's true. I'm that jackass who mostly plays guitar. That same weekend that I played with Tommy and Uncle Mike Carr on my fiddle, that it turned out wasn't even a full-size instrument. It was like a 7/8. I was trying out fiddle bows at the little music store that was set up there, and it was the last day of the event. And Tommy comes bopping up with this beat-up fiddle case. And he's watching me try these bows. There were probably about 30 or 40 bows, and I was narrowed it down to like the last 6. Tommy could see what I was doing, and he could hear probably way better than I could what was going on with the different sounds they made. And I remember Tommy pulls this beautiful honey-colored violin, much like this one, out of the case. And he hands it to me. He said, "Well, son, why don't you play with this fiddle and see how it sounds?" So I handed him my fiddle, and I grabbed the one he was offering me, and I tried it. And I had actually prepaid for the bows. The shopkeeper was just letting me try them out. And suddenly, in my hands, this fiddle just came alive. It just exploded with sound, and everything that was dark and muddy and muted on mine was alive and pretty and all things fiddly. And I remember thinking, man, I think my old bow was probably fine, but this fiddle is just miles ahead of what I had. And I don't exactly know what happened, but Tommy traded me even for the fiddle. My fiddle for his, which was not even remotely close. But as I remember right, he said, "Well, that's a 7/8 fiddle, and I know a little girl in Falmouth, Kentucky." It's pronounced Falmouth, but she was looking for a smaller fiddle, I guess. And he thought he could do pretty well. She had something he wanted, I guess. And, you know, Tommy was a little bit of a rascal that way. He was still calling square dances at the old folks' home when he passed away at 104 years old. If that tells you anything about his vigor and his, I don't know, just sheer cussedness, I guess. Tommy made an investment in me. An investment that I feel like paid off big time for me. See, I feel like financially I've had my ups and downs, and sometimes money will get you through a lot of life, but a fiddle will get you through times with no money, and sometimes money won't get you through times with no fiddle. That's a tune of mine called Faded Tunes. And I used to play that a lot. And I think I'm going to bring that back to the live show in 2021. What do you think? Should I bring that back? Should I keep the story of Tommy Taylor alive? Tommy passed away a few years ago. And my buddy Mike Obrist from the Tillers, I believe, is working on writing a book that should celebrate the life and times of Tommy Taylor. This is a song that is one of the first tunes I learned to cross pick. And I think it was actually one of the tunes that got me the gig playing with Tommy as a rhythm guitarist that day. This is an old Carter family tune called The Storms Are on the Ocean. I'm a-going away for to leave you, love. I'm a-going away for a while, but I'll return to you someday if I go 10,000 miles. The storms are on the ocean, the heavens may cease to be, this world may lose its motion, love, if I prove false to thee. Well, who will shoe your pretty little feet? Who will glove your hands? And who will kiss your red rosy cheeks till I return to thee? The storms are on the ocean, the heavens may cease to be, this world may lose its motion, love, if I prove false to thee. Well, Papa will shoe my pretty little feet, Mama will glove my hands, and you can kiss my red rosy cheeks when you return to me. The storms are on the ocean, the heavens may cease to be, this world may lose its motion, love, if I prove false to thee. Alright, I'm losing visitors. Oh no. Everybody go ahead and like and share and tell everybody on Facebook that you're here. That might help. I don't know. We'll see here. We do have some Facebook activity though. That's good. So maybe we're getting some views there. I don't know. I would appreciate that. Anyway, I was really lax on my promotion. I didn't do my due diligence this week, but there's another week of everything deciding to randomly break around here. This week it happened to be doorknobs. Every interior doorknob seems like it wore out or broke or got stuck. So that makes for an interesting time trying to get out of the bedroom to go to the bathroom at 2 o'clock in the morning when the doorknob decides to break. You have a decision: am I going to break the door jamb, the doorknob, or am I just going to go right here? Anyway. Anybody got any good snacks tonight? Somebody has to be having some choice popcorn or ice cream or something fun. I have decided that I'm going to crack open, and I'm not sponsored, not yet. I'm not that big, but I am having a dang soda butterscotch root beer because it's been a hard week. I deserve this. Remember, folks, for those with money, there are drugs and therapy. For the rest of us, there is music. They don't lie on the label. Anyhow, here's a first for these live streams. I haven't brought this out in a long time. This is my mystery mandolin. It's a J. Bates. It is marked 1986, Connorsville, Indiana, but I can find absolutely no information about the maker whatsoever. Nobody's ever heard of him or her. It seems to be well made. There's some flaws in it, a couple of them slightly fatal. The intonation is a little bit dodgy above the 12th fret, but Chettikin said there was no money up there anyway. Play a little bit of Quitter's Waltz. This was on my Destinations album. Boy, do I feel rusty on that. Anyway, we're going to throw that out as a tribute to the late, great Mr. Peter Ostrushko. Here's to you, Peter. If you listen to the Prairie Home Companion at all, well, that was on the air. Peter was, of course, the house fiddle player and mandolinist forever. And Tony Rice, end of last year. Peter Ostrushko already this year. When concerts are available, folks, if there's an act that you have wanted to see forever, as soon as tickets go on sale, I suggest you go about it, because we're losing so many of the greats. And I always wonder sometimes with some of the, especially the legacy acts, how many more shows we get with them. You know, I wonder who thought, oh, I'll see Nirvana the next time they go on tour, or I'll see John Lennon the next time he comes through the Midwest, or Queen for that matter. You know, I mean, I feel fortunate that I got to go to the Grand Ole Opry one night before little Jimmy Dickens passed away. Got to see a handful of the truly great Opry performers: Porter Wagner, Jim Ed Brown. Anyway, try to do something that's a little bit more positive. Here's a song that's hopefully coming out as a single real soon. We're gonna try to coordinate with Bandcamp to get this out on Bandcamp Day, when they donate all the 100% of the revenue to the artists. So I'm working hard to get a video for that. This is called Run. Well, I'm not home yet, long ways to go. Cars parked out on this interstate, but the tank is getting low. I got a half a chorus, the perfect verse. It doesn't rhyme, it just makes sense. Painters paint, poets write, lovers love and liars leave. Liars leave. I got a half a chorus, perfect verse. It doesn't rhyme, just makes sense. Well, they say in life, we're only just as good as our regrets. I've got a few. Got a few. Well, I've been running for so long, I'm tired from my journey, but I see redemption like a light in front of me, like a light in front of me. Frank, it's good to see you in the chat. I don't know as many Tommy stories as I'd like. I only got a few short visits with him. But Tommy was a real hero. I think if there's one thing that I learned from him is that if you have the means to invest in someone and you believe in what they're doing, then you really should. Where are we at here? I kind of had drafted up a little bit of a set list, but as usual, it's gone kind of ignored. Anyway, let's see here. Well, where's the lyrics for that song that I was going to learn that I didn't? My friend David Hudson passed away. David was one of those types of people that he rubbed a lot of folks the wrong way. And not everybody understood his sense of humor. But at a time of my life when I was really struggling, David stepped up in a very powerful way for me and encouraged me to keep chugging along and keep playing music. And in his sort of rough way, told me that art that I was making mattered. And if nobody else wanted to hear it, he did. I think he would have liked this song. You know there's a light that glows by the front door. Don't forget the keys under the mat. When childhood stars shine, always stay humble and kind. Go to church 'cause your mama says to. Visit Grandpa every chance that you can. It won't be wasted time. Always stay humble and kind. Hold the door and say please, say thank you. But don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. I know you've got mountains to climb. Always stay humble and kind. When the dreams that you're dreaming come to you, when the work that you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. Don't expect a free ride from no one. Don't hold a grudge or a chip in years wide. Bitterness keeps you from flying. Always stay humble and kind. Know the difference between sleeping with someone and sleeping with someone you love. I love you ain't no pickup line, so always stay humble and kind. Hold the door, say please and say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. I know you got mountains to climb. Always stay humble and kind. When those dreams that you keep on dreaming come to you, when the work that you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. As I just knock everything over. Ah, it's fine. When it's hot, eat a root beer popsicle. Shut off the AC and roll the windows down. Let the summer sun shine. And always stay humble and kind. Don't take for granted the love this life gives you. When you get where you're going, don't forget to turn around and help the next one in line. Always stay humble and kind. Hold the door and say please and say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. I know you've got mountains to climb. Always stay humble and kind. You always stay humble and kind. You always stay humble and kind. Knocked over the mandolin just out of camera frame so nobody could watch and laugh at me. Oh well. Thankfully, it hit the cheapest guitar on the rack. One of the tunes that David would ask me to play at every show. One of my favorites to play. This is a Taylor Goldsmith song. Taylor plays in a great band out of Los Angeles, called Dawes. It's called A Little Bit of Everything. With his back against the San Francisco traffic, on the bridge's side that faces towards a jail, setting out to join a demographic, he hoists his first leg up over the rail. The phone calls made, police cars show up quickly. The sergeant slams his passenger door. He said, "Hey son, can you talk this over with me? Can you tell me what you're doing it for?" He said, "It's a little bit of everything. It's the mountains, it's the fog. It's the news at 6 o'clock. It's the death of my first dog. It's the angels up above us. It's a song that they don't sing. It's a little bit of everything." Somewhere an older man stands in a buffet line. He is smiling and holding out his plate. And the further he looks back into his timeline, that hard road always led him to today. Making up for when his bright future had left him. Making up for the fact his only boy is dead. Letting out everything at once when his server asks him, "Have you figured out yet what it is you want?" He said, "I'll have a little bit of everything. The biscuits and the beans. Whatever helps me to forget about the things that brought me to my knees. So pile on those mashed potatoes and an extra chicken wing. I'm having a little bit of everything." Somewhere a pretty girl is writing invitations to a wedding she has scheduled for the fall. Her man says, "Baby, can I make an observation? You don't seem to be having any fun at all." She said, "Just you worry about your shirt size and your groomsmen. Rest assured that this is making me feel good. I think love is so much easier than you realize. If you can give yourself to someone, then you should. 'Cause it's a little bit of everything. The way you joke, the way you wake. It is getting up before you so I can watch you as you wake. So on that day, late September, it's not some stupid little ring. I'm getting a little bit of everything." psychics and these doctors. They're all right, but they're all wrong. It's like trying to make out every word where we should simply hum along. It's not some message written in the dark or some truth that no one's seen. It's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of everything. It's a matador and the bull. It's a suggested daily dosage. It's a red moon when it's full. It's the angels up above us. It's a song that they don't sing. It's a little bit of everything. All right, who all's still here? I see a few more viewers in the chat than were before, so that's always good for me. You know, I always appreciate the folks that show up, and you know, there's been a lot of folks who have PayPal'd into the tip jar down below in the description, and that's helped keep the lights on. In fact, it's bought lights, and it's bought some camera equipment and other tools that have kept me going. And of course, it's helped raise some puppies too. The puppies have just about cracked 30 pounds now. They're big, strong, and healthy. They're going to meet their trainer tomorrow. Around 11, I think we're going to be doing a little training session with the dogs to try to get them a little bit more tamed. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for being here. I got a little bit more time left on the stream, but I do like to interact with everybody if possible. If you're commenting on the video, I don't see that until the day after, so that kind of makes things a little hard for me to interact with you. So if you're not seeing the chat go by, then you're going to want to go and click on the little live chat icon below the video. I did realize last week that there were some folks that were just commenting rather than interacting in the chat. So. I got to drink a chai tea today with my good friend Kyle Dillingham. We didn't actually play fiddle together today. The Bible says iron sharpens iron. Somehow hanging out with that guy, I always feel like I come out of there a better fiddle player. Now listen here, folks, if you want to take a trip, better take it on a train called Ellen and Pride. It's a Pan-American boogie. Lordy, lordy, what a train. Take her off from Cincinnati, boogie down to New Orleans. Well, she rolls on down to Louisville. The gals won't kiss you, then a racehorse will. Pan-American boogie. Lordy, lordy, what a train. Take her off from Cincinnati, boogie down to New Orleans. With a lantern swinging from side to side, she's the most magical freight liner ever gonna ride the Pan-American boogie. Lordy, lordy, what a train. Take off to Cincinnati, boogie down to New Orleans. Got me a little gal down in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm gonna meet her at the station 'cause she's waiting there for me. Lordy, lordy, what a train. Take off to Cincinnati, boogie down to New Orleans. Well, she boogies on down to Birmingham, the most magical city in all Alabama, the Pan-American boogie. Lordy, lordy, what a train. Take her off to Cincinnati, boogie down to New Orleans. Alright, that's enough of the screech plank. Apparently I'm losing viewers for playing it. I can take a hint, people. Nah, it's probably just getting late. And I think as the weather's gotten warmer, people have gotten more fun things to do. I know in Marion County here, they've opened up some of this stuff. Effective Monday now, you can actually go out and see a show. And I'm looking forward to playing a few. But, I got a couple of buddies who normally tune in tonight, and they're playing out northern end of the state. Late part of next month, I'll also be playing out a little bit out in Shelbyville. So anybody who's in Shelbyville, you can actually see this show in real life. Come out and heckle me. I'm writing my last love letter, and for reasons now I don't know where to start. Had my efforts been in vain with pen and paper? Did you never care that I ever crossed your mind? Only fools will go on and keep talking to a wall. But I can't fool around forever. And if stone is the wall that you built around your heart, then I guess it's goodbye in this letter. Baby, I was wrong to ever think that you could love me. I was hoping you just couldn't find the time. Seems so many times I've written down I love you. Well, I hope this time I can get that through your heart. Only fools will go on and keep talking to a wall. But I can't fool around forever. And if stone is the wall that you built around your heart, then I guess it's goodbye in this letter. There's a happy, cheery song. Well, I've talked a lot about dead people. And right as I was in the middle of checking Facebook to see what was going on with some updates and stuff, I had gotten a confirmation that a friend had indeed passed. I had suspected for a few days. And, you know, I don't weep for my friends that have passed. I don't weep for them. I weep because we're still here. And I've played a lot of funeral gigs the last few years. And I always dread that phone call. But here's kind of my de facto funeral song tune. It's a song of hope. It's a song of joy. And I don't know who's out there that needs some comfort tonight, but this is definitely my go-to in situations like this. I believe my steps are growing wearier each day. Still I have a journey on my mind. The lures of this old world have ceased to make me want to stay. And my one regret is leaving you behind. I'll be waiting on the far side banks of Jordan. I'll be waiting, drawing pictures in the sand. And when I see you come, I will rise up with a shout and come running through the shallow waters, reaching for your hand. Through this world we've labored hard to earn our meager fare. It's brought us trembling hands and failing eyes. I'll just sit here on the shore and turn my eyes away. Until you come, then we'll see paradise. I'll be waiting on the far side banks of Jordan. I'll be waiting, drawing pictures And when I see you come, I will rise up with a shout and come running through the shallow waters, reaching for your hand. When it comes your time to pass, likewise don't feel lost, for mine will be the first face that you'll see. I'll be waiting on the far side banks of Jordan. I'll be waiting, drawing pictures in the sand. And when I see you come, I will rise up with a shout and come running through the shallow waters, reaching for your hand. And come running through the shallow waters, reaching for your hand. I don't know who needed to hear that tonight. Sometimes that's a song I think that I need to hear. Hey, Music to Motion. How's it going, Mike? Well, let's see here. What should I do? Should I do another guitar tune? Let's do another guitar tune. The eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Any requests? We got 15 more minutes, and Frank Watson, I know you're still here from your activity, and I know this is a song that you like that I do. This song won me a t-shirt. The Redneck Meeting Call, I feel like, is something along the lines of, I'll give you a t-shirt. But, yeah, anyway. Change some things up here real quick on this mixer. There we go. Tim Talks. Yeah, Mike, go ahead and send me a message on Facebook. I'll be out of here at 9:30, and be happy to jump on. I've got my streaming rig to come on in. So anyway, this is a song called The Levee. It comes to me when I can't sleep, when the silence makes the scene complete, when the carnival ends, we all go home. The prize that's given is yours to keep. I knew I'd never make it in a one-horse town. Moved to the city for to sing my songs. Lost my way about 5 years back. May have been longer, but I can't keep track. When the levee backs up and the dam can't hold, well, you better let it out, for it breaks you too. Well, you better let it out before it breaks you too. Worked morning shift in a restaurant, loaded trucks at Christmas time, froze my hands and racked my mind. Said if I ever get out, it'll be through you. If I ever get out, when the levee backs up and the dam can't hold, well, you better let it out before it breaks you too. Well, you better let it out before it breaks you too. I had a coming to Jesus from a Guy Clark tune. He said some days the song writes you. I'd been killing my wrist in a cover band. I walked off stage and I didn't look back. When the levee backs up and the dam can't hold, well, you better let it out before it breaks you too. Well, you better let it out before it breaks you too. Now the nights aren't as long and the lights are low. The crowds don't scream like they used to do. But there's someone in the back hangs on every note, and the story of the best song I ever wrote. When the levee backs up and the dam can't hold, well, you better let it out before it breaks you too. Yeah, I won a t-shirt with that song. There was a contest last summer. And the winner could to either get $200 or a t-shirt. And the grand prize winner was decided by an axe throw against the wall of this building by the owners of the shop that was running the songwriting contest. And I came in second place, and I got the t-shirt instead of the $200. I literally missed first place by about 2 inches. So I wore the t-shirt, and I ran it through the wash, and it came out of the washing machine, out of the dryer with a hole in it. So I have literally won the t-shirt, and I think I've worn it out. Been there, done that. Should we do a little guitar lesson real quick? You know, I had some requests to do more of those, and I've been remiss for not doing some guitar lessons in these live streams. So let me explain what's going on with this guitar here. So this is a rosewood backed Eastman E20 SS. It's got all the bells and whistles. Bags pickup, solid wood, nitro finish, all the fun buzzwords that so many guitar geeks crave. But I've got the low E tuned all the way down to a D. And a lot of people play in that tuning because it gives you kind of a Celtic sound a little bit. You can do some kind of cool stuff like that. But it expands the range of the guitar because it gives you 2 octaves right here. So you're able to open up some interesting voicings. If you just play on that next octave up on the 4th string. If you play like your first kind of scale will be, you know, just do a whole step at a time. So E. So D, E, F sharp. Go to the next octave, you got A. It can give you some really pretty voices, some really subtle things. You can use that low string as a drone. That gives you some kind of, you know, diatonic major key mojo, but you can also if you go to playing on the 3rd fret, 3rd, 5th, and sometimes 7th, gives you some cool minor mojo, some kind of bluesier sounding stuff. Along about 18 and 25, I left Tennessee very much alive. Never would have gotten through the Arkansas mud if I hadn't been riding on the Tennessee stud. Well, the Tennessee stud was long and lean, color of the sun, his eyes are green. But he had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like a Tennessee stud. I had some trouble with my sweetheart's paw. One of her brothers was a bad outlaw. I sent her a letter by my Uncle Fudd. I rode away on the Tennessee stud. See where this is all going? Well, I raced my horse with a Spaniard's foal, got me a skin full of silver and gold. But then me and a gambler, we couldn't agree, got in a fight over Tennessee. We jerked our guns and he fell with a thud. I rode away on the Tennessee stud. Well, the Tennessee stud was long and lean, color of the sun, his eyes were green. Well, he had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like a Tennessee stud. Well, I got as lonesome as a man could be, dreaming of a girl down in Tennessee. The Tennessee stud's green eyes turned blue, 'cause he was a dreaming of a sweetheart too. Well, the Tennessee stud was long and lean, color of the sun, his eyes are green. Well, he had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like a Tennessee stud. Well, we loped back across in Arkansas, came to Big Muddy before the flood. Found that girl with the golden hair, whooped her brothers and I whipped her paw. Shoulder to shoulder and side by side, we crossed them mountains in the valley wide. On a Tennessee stud and a Tennessee mare. Now there's a pretty little baby on the cabin floor, little horse colt playing round the door. I love that girl with the golden hair, and a Tennessee stud loves a Tennessee mare. Anyway, variations on the same theme. You can play stuff kind of bluesier. You can play stuff kind of straight ahead. Well, we are past time, but this is not the Opry. I do not have advertisers waiting for their spots that they've already paid for, so I am going to sign off of here. I'm going to close the show with one of those first fiddle tunes for songs that I learned on the fiddle. I learned this in the van on the ride home. I'm going to ask everybody what I always ask. If you can, hit that PayPal link. Support me. If you can't, I understand times are tough. Spread the word, tell your friends, bring them around next time. If you don't have any friends, you don't have any money, try being kind. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week. I hope you're having a little bit better time with the warmer weather. God bless you and everybody that looks like you.